Now, neo-Nazi sentiment's been gaining strength across the EU, with the European Commission expressing, quote, great concern over the rise of anti-Semitic incidents across the bloc. RT's Alexei Rashevsky reports from Hungary, where the far-right neo-Nazi party is currently enjoying a huge surge of support.
Emotions and tackles flew high in what was meant to be a friendly football game in Budapest between Hungary and Israel. But in the stands, emotions were even more fierce. Local fans booed Israel's anthem and chanted fascist leaders' names. At another football game several months later, the leader of Hungary's anti-racist movement was attacked by hooligans.
I heard a bunch of fans chanting the Nazi slogan, Sieg Heil. I asked them to stop, but they ignored me. Then, after the game, they attacked me. One of them hit me in the face and broke my nose.
The Jewish community here says this was just one link in a long chain of anti-Semitic and inter-ethnic tensions in the country.
We keep hearing anti-Semitic slogans and sentiments from inside our parliament and in some of our press. If you remember Nazi Germany, everything also started with rhetoric. Then came concentration camps and gas chambers. And in Hungary, sometimes this vocal racism turns into real violence, like 6 gypsies who were killed by a gang of nationalists a few years ago.
What is especially shocking to Hungary's Jews is that these things are happening in a country which has a very tragic history. In the 1940s, Hungary had one of the largest Jewish communities in the whole of Europe, but the Nazi invasion changed all that. More than 500,000 people perished in the Hungarian Holocaust, and this wall in Budapest has all the names of all the identified victims. In May, the World Jewish Congress even decided to hold its annual event in Budapest to highlight what they believe is escalating anti-Semitism in this Central European state. The far-right Jobbik party, the third largest in the country, brought thousands onto the streets. Their leader, Gábor Vona, says it had nothing to do with racism, but was to draw attention to what they claim to be the aggressive policy of Israel.
Israeli President Peres once said that the only other way to prevail without military action was by economic means. And later he said Israel will invest a lot of money into Hungary. We have been witnessing a huge influx of capital from Israel into our country since then and tried to find out what stood behind it. But the Jewish community called us Nazis and refused to speak to us. That's why we protested.
The Jobbik party made headlines after making it into Hungary's parliament in 2010, when the country's economy was ailing. And, judging by opinion polls, they're looking to strengthen their position after next year's vote. With far-right parties now represented in parliaments of Ukraine, Norway, Finland, Latvia and several more countries across the continent, Jobbik will go into the election safe in the knowledge they're not alone in Europe. Alexei Rashevsky, RT, reporting from Hungary.